Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Gemma. Today we're going to be going ghost hunting at Ellis Island in New York City in the USA. This happened like way back in September and I've only just like reviewed the footage actually. The footage of the spirit box isn't the greatest because I didn't have my I actually broke my speaker when I was in America. The little speaker that I plug into it, and I didn't have the little one that plugs into the side that they give you with it, so I was just like relying on what comes out of the box naturally. Mine's quite loud actually. Other people's it doesn't work at all, like you have to have the speaker, but mine does work, but it's not the bestest without the speaker, so I couldn't actually like hear everything. I recommend that you watch this video with headphones because that's the best way to like hear what's going on. I'm like relying on you guys to like give me a hand with this and see if you can hear anything else or interpret like what they're trying to say to us. The feeling I got from Ellis Island, this was one of my favourite days in New York. Probably one of my favourite days that I spent in the States anyway. I've just really enjoyed going to see the Statue of Liberty. There was just something about it that like spoke to me. I really enjoyed it was just a nice day. We went like out on the boat over there. You were away from the city I think by that time. Maybe you start to feel a bit like overwhelmed by being in a big city for that space of time when you're not used to it. When I first arrived in New York I was a bit like, oh, it's just like a big city, it's like London but like bigger buildings and like a supercharged upgraded version of London. I didn't know what to make of it, but like as you spend time there you start to like fall in love with the city, to be honest, and you sort of like, I know it sounds like really corny, but you start to like become part of the city. It just does that to you. It's weird, and I know a lot of people say that, but it is true. It really is. It's a great place to visit. I enjoyed my time there. Wasn't sure where I was going to, but I definitely go back. I miss it already. So I did this ghost hunting at Ellis Island. I was with Isabel, of course, who I went on holiday with. She's my best friend. Isabel's not a ghost hunter. I don't think Isabel likes paranormal investigation, so she didn't like do this with me. I did this on my own. I'll tell you what, the feeling that I get from Ellis Island, like I said, I really enjoyed seeing the Statue of Liberty going over there, and Ellis Island, there was something about it that like, I don't know, I just felt like I'd been there before. It's like that sort of like nostalgic place. You can just feel the history there, you can feel the sadness as soon as you step foot on there. I've read like other reviews of it and some people like didn't like it at all and they didn't want to go there and they went there by accident because the boat takes you. You can either just go over to the Statue of Liberty, but then for the price of the ticket you can go over to Ellis Island as well, and there's like different boats and one will take you back to New York and then one will take you over to Ellis Island. So I read a lot of reviews on like TripAdvisor and stuff, and people said, oh, we got on that boat by mistake, we thought we were going back to New York and then we ended up on the island, it was horrible. A lot of people like got that negative feeling, which I felt, but I didn't. The feeling that I got, I didn't feel like it was like totally negative. I did feel like there was a lot of lost souls there. You can feel that without doing any investigation, without using any equipment. You can just feel, I could just feel like my heart was heavy. I felt like I'd been there before, in another time perhaps, I don't know. It just felt like it was familiar. And do you ever get that feeling when you visit somewhere where you've never been before but you feel like it's familiar? I got that feeling from there, and I could just feel all of the lost souls, and there was a lot of sadness there. So I wasn't sure whether to do my spirit box or not, but I had it in my bag, so, and I knew Isabel didn't want to do it, so I went off for a little walk on my own and did like 10 minutes of spirit boxing. It was difficult to do outside because I couldn't really do it inside because there was like so many visitors there. Basically it's like a museum in that main building that you go into, and they show you like all the history and they tell you things like what happened to the, I was going to call them prisoners. I suppose they were like prisoners really though, because you were you were quarantined onto that island. That's where you went through and you registered, and they decided, yes, you can go on to be an American citizen, or if they thought you were ill or physically ill or mentally ill, and they didn't want that to go into America. They didn't even want like disease to get into America, or they didn't want like crazy people in there. But the thing is, the feeling I get is that these people in the, you know, they all arrived by boat that would have taken weeks to get there. I don't know how long it took, but it was like weeks, wasn't it, to get there. People went mad. They were probably mad by the time they got there. They got cabin fever. So I think the majority of the people actually ended up in the mental asylums in Ellis Island, because it was a mental hospital. They did tests there, they performed all, you know, there was all sorts of things going on, and like, so many people died there and never actually got to leave. Nobody got sent home, which is like, I think some people think that you were deported back if they didn't want you into the country. But I think you were kept there until you died. And it's not very nice, is it, at all? But that's what happened, and that's the reality of history and how things happened. So I'm just looking on the website here, and it says Island of Hope, Island of Tears. How far would you travel to find a better life? What if the journey took weeks under difficult conditions? If you answered whatever it takes, you echo the feelings of the 12 million immigrants who passed through these now quiet halls from 1892 to 1954. Ellis Island afforded them the opportunity to attain the American dream for themselves and their descendants. From 1892 to 1924, Ellis Island was America's largest and most active immigration station, where over 12 million immigrants were processed. On average, the inspection process took approximately 3 to 7 hours. For the vast majority of immigrants, Ellis Island truly was an island of hope, the first stop on their way to new opportunities and experiences in America. For the rest, it became the Island of Tears, a place where families were separated and individuals were denied entry into the United States. On a typical day at Ellis Island Immigration Station, immigrants came face to face with inspectors, interpreters, nurses, doctors, social workers and many others. As a large federal facility employing approximately 500 employees at a time, Ellis Island was a well-organised workforce. The complex work of processing thousands of immigrants a year required a full complement of staff. Some names are known, others remain anonymous, but all of them contributed to the primary function of the immigration station on Ellis Island, to make sure that newcomers to the United States were legally and medically fit to enter the country. Is there any spirits here? Is there any spirits here? What's your name? Were you an immigrant that came to Ellis Island? What was your name? Where did you come from? Where did you come from? Okay, I'm going to say goodbye. I just did a small spirit box session in the corridor over there, 3 West. I couldn't plug my speaker in, so I couldn't really hear it properly, so I'll have a look at it after. There's just quite a lot of people about to put your speaker on. So we'll see, I'll do another one outside probably. This is like the big hall. I would have thought there'd be ghosts here because apparently people died, didn't they, as well? Yeah, a lot of people died here, and they had a hospital. I think the hospital's in a different part. I don't think we can go in it, can we?
I'm not sure. Probably not.
Said something about you had to have hard hats and there's a special tour.
Yeah, that's
So, we're ghost hunting at Ellis Island. So I'm here at Ellis Island still, and we're going to have another little go of the spirit box. You can just hear it. I thought this part looked a bit spooky. Is there any spirits here that would like to communicate with me? I don't mean you any harm. What's your name? I see there's a list of names on here. Is your name on the list of names? Did you come through immigration? Would you mind telling me what country you came from? Did you come with your family? Did you come with your family? What's your name? Do you know what my name is? Sometimes I like to talk to spirits to see if I can help you. If there's a message you'd like to send to somebody. Would you like to give a message? When did you come to Ellis Island? Did you die here on Ellis Island? Noisy here really, spirit boxing, there's too many helicopters and everything flying over, so we'll try it again. Is there any spirits here that would like to communicate with me? I'm looking at all this list of names here. Is your name on this list of names? Do you have a message that you'd like to send to anybody? I know that people have heard spirits here before, so people know you're here. Are you a child? Are you a child? Or an adult? What's your name, Sam? Who's here? Who wants to talk to me? What country did you come from? I'm from England. What country did you come from? Russia? Did you come from Russia? I don't know if you can understand English. I'm talking in English, and you can talk through the spirit box, which is this radio device. Did you work here, or were you an immigrant? How many spirits are here on this island? How many spirits are here on this island? Too many. How long have you been here? I'm going to have to go now and catch my boat to go back to New York. So I don't have long to talk to you. So if there's a message that you'd like to... If there's a message that you'd like to say, you can communicate it now. Is there a message that you'd like to tell me? Or anybody else? Okay, I'm going to say goodbye now. Would you like to say goodbye to me? Or tell me your name before I go. Thank you. Thank you for talking to me. I didn't mean you any harm. I'm just here with love and light. I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye. Okay, so I'll have to review that footage when I get home. Obviously I broke my speaker for this, so it's very quiet, so I'll be able to like listen to it on my laptop with my headphones, and I probably suggest that you listen to it with your headphones as well. Just show you the building again. I do recommend, if you come to New York, to come to this island. Just seeing the Statue of Liberty, the island, and then coming over here to Ellis Island. It's like $18, it's really cheap. And if you book in advance, you can go up to the, what do they call it, the pedestal, and you can go up to the crown as well. But you've got to book like way in advance for that. So that was the ghost hunting on Ellis Island. There's not many boats left actually to catch, so I'm going to go and find Isabel, which I think I can see her crown over there. She didn't want to come at ghost hunting. She doesn't like ghost hunting, Isabel, or the paranormal or anything like that, so that's cool. So she's waiting for me over there, and I've really enjoyed it here. And I want to say thank you to any spirits that did communicate with us. Let me know in the comment section down below what you heard, and if you heard anything that I didn't. That would be really helpful. So thanks for watching. So I'll see you in the next part of this video where I will go through what I've heard on the footage. See you soon, bye. Annoyed me about this investigation was the amount of helicopters that like fly over that area, like over the Statue of Liberty, and they do loads of helicopter tours and things like that. So they were a bit annoying, and they contributed to not being able to hear properly what the spirit box was saying. But I did manage to pick up some things. We were definitely, somebody was speaking to us quite in like having a conversation way, because you know they answered when I asked if there's anybody here, yes. They said thanks and here and things like that, and I think they said their name was Peter. I got Peter at one time. I thought I could hear somebody say, because to me it sounds like there's lots of people trying to talk through that box at one time, and I did feel quite overwhelmed by it, and I only did 10 minutes because I did feel really overwhelmed, because I've just felt that there was too many people. There was one point where I actually heard, again, this has happened before, I actually thought I heard children laughing again, like out in the open. There wasn't any children. Where I was in that area was like round the side of the building, facing over, I don't know what that part of the building was really, but the water is facing back over to New York that way. So I was standing around there. There was nobody there. It was just the grounds. That's why I did it there basically. And then there's lots of plaques and memorials around there of all the people that I imagined died there. I don't know. There's just lists and lists of names and dates. I thought I heard them say they came from Glasgow, but I don't know. I know a lot of people came actually from the UK earlier on. I think earlier on that immigration happened, and so that they probably would have been like some of the first people to go through Ellis Island. And I heard words like help, which was quite disturbing, and I just had this feeling that there was a lot of people there that wanted help, that wanted to have their voice be heard, and that's what made it so difficult. And then of course it was difficult because of the environmental reasons that I've said. There was what did they say? They said it was really dark, and they kept saying the word black. I kept hearing that quite clearly, the word black, and then with it saying really dark, I think they were referring to the fact that perhaps they couldn't see anything, perhaps they were kept in dark places, perhaps they're in dark places now. I really don't know. I wished I'd had more time. Listening to this now makes me feel quite sad, because I really wished I'd had more time and I'd had the better equipment, my better speaker, to be able to hear what they were saying to me then, and give them some sort of reassurance, because I don't feel like I did. So that makes me quite sad. Since coming back from there, I do feel, to be honest, I don't know whether I'd recommend doing paranormal investigations at Ellis Island, because it did affect me. I haven't actually told this to anybody, but it did affect me. It did affect me. I don't know, again, I don't know if it's a coincidence, because I have been doing quite a few paranormal investigations recently, but I've had quite a few illnesses since then. Stomach bugs mainly, like vomiting, stomach bugs. And I'm a bit worried actually, and I know actually one of my family members commented on it and said, you know, you've been really ill since you've been doing more of these investigations, and it is actually true. And I don't know whether, I'm starting to think it was from the Ellis Island. I don't know whether somebody's attached themselves to me. I don't know if I left them, if they attached themselves to me and I left them back somewhere in the States. They might have travelled with me. I don't know. I don't mind if they did, because I got them off that island. I really hope that they're not with me now, but I just have this terrible feeling that something has sort of attached itself to me, and then I'm getting this illness. I'm just getting this feeling like I still keep thinking about Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty, and I don't know why. I've even just felt like this really strong connection to it. So I really don't know what the connection is. I'm really trying to piece it together. So if you're watching this and you've got experience in these types of things, let me know, because there's something like I really want to go back there, and I just keep thinking about it. I've had quite a few dreams about it since being there, and it's been a couple of months now. It was the beginning of September. I was there first week of September. It's been a few weeks, a few months. I just get this, like, I don't know, just something, there's a connection. So I don't know if there's somebody here now. Is there somebody here now? Haven't tried to communicate with them. I don't really want to encourage that. Didn't mean anyone any harm, and I think they know that. I don't think it's anybody malicious. Like, I'm not saying they're like making me sick on purpose. I think that's just like a side effect you get from this sort of thing, and I think that's what puts people off. So there was a few times in that video where they requested help and I heard help. Let me know if you heard that too. I did put up the subtitles to what I thought I could hear. But if you have any other, just tell me the words you heard, or it'd be really helpful if you could tell me the timestamp of where you heard that. I thought I heard somebody say, "Who's the president?" I don't know if that was true, or I just like thought they said that. I didn't answer them. Maybe they were trying to find out, you know, like what year it was now, and if we said somebody different that wasn't their president, then they would know that they weren't alive. Maybe I could have told them that. I don't know. It's very sad, isn't it? I thought I heard like children screaming, or not like screaming in pain or anything like that, but like screaming, playing. I just thought I heard that. I asked if there was children there, and they answered their name was Sam. So that was another name that I heard. So we had Peter and Sam, and I think there was other names. I just can't understand them. Somebody told me that they had no letter, so I don't know what that meant. And there was a few countries. I heard somebody say Europe, which is quite vague. I heard somebody say Russia, and people did come over from Russia because I googled it to find out. And I heard somebody say I was in prison, which is probably quite true. And then when I listened back towards the end, they said don't go, so I feel quite guilty. I did have to go because there was, actually I would have missed the boat and been stranded there. There was like the last boat. We spent the whole day at Statue of Liberty in Ellis Island. Well, not the whole day, because I think our ship sailed about midday. So from then until about 5 o'clock, which is when the last boat set sail back to New York. So it was like quite a long day. Yeah, so let me know. Listen to this properly. If you do me a favour, do me one favour. Listen to this properly and like really take care, because and see if you can listen, if you can hear what they're trying to tell us, because even then we're still helping the spirits out. We're still helping them because we're deciphering their messages and we're putting it out there on social media, and I think that counts, doesn't it, as to helping somebody, because I think that's all they want, is to be listened to and for their story to be told. So let's help them. Let's help those spirits on Ellis Island. I'm trying to do a follow-up of this video if we can find out some more information, and I will include, if you put your comments down below of anything, names, things that you thought they were saying, anything like that, you put your opinions down in the comment section down below, and I will do a part 2, and I will include, we'll talk about all your comments and what you said, and you'll get a shout out as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care, thanks for watching, and I will see you again real soon. Bye bye.